So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is the Mr. Media Interview, brought to you today by 1-800-DialDJs.com. If you need live entertainment for your party, wedding, bar mitzvah, or corporate event in the New York, New Jersey, or Philadelphia metro areas, check out 1-800-DialDJs.com for a real good time. Okay, so where was I before the commercial? Oh, yeah. Mr. Media is recorded live from the new media capital of the world, and I guess I have a cough, and hometown of the 2010 American Idol finalist Michael Lynch, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Nice try. Does that work on all the fishnet leather-clad blondes you have stashed on the balcony?
Alaina Huffman is a double dipper. When it comes to commanding the hearts and minds of fanboys, and no doubt fangirls too, the world over, Huffman holds not one but two roles of substantial interest in the TV sci-fi comic book universes. On the CW's long-running Smallville series, you know, that's the one where Clark Kent is no longer a Superboy, but not quite a Superman, she is the Black Canary, the fishnet, leather-clad, blonde Green Arrow has stashed on his balcony. And now, on Sci-Fi's new series, Stargate Universe, she plays First Lieutenant Tamara Johansson, TJ, the ship's medical officer. SGU, as they call it, which also stars Robert Carlyle, Ming-Na, and Lou Diamond Phillips and David Blue, follows a band of men and women who must fend for themselves as they are attacked and forced to retreat through a Stargate. The survivors emerge aboard an ancient ship that is locked on an unknown course and unable to return to Earth. It combines many elements of the original Stargate series with Star Trek Voyager. And new shows of Stargate Universe air every Friday on Sci-Fi at 9 p.m. Now, here's a little clip of Huffman's character to give you a taste of what the show is about.
This is First Lieutenant Tamara Johansson. We escaped Ukraine on some kind of somewhere. We were attacked. We have multiple casualties, and our medical supplies are minimal. People are dying, and I'm not trained for this. I'm out of my depth.
Alone, afraid, light years from home. Stargate Universe starts Tuesday, October the 6th, Sky 1 HD.
Alaina Huffman, welcome to Mr. Media.
Thank you. Hello. That was quite the introduction.
Oh, glad you liked it.
I got to listen to it.
It helps when you have good material to work with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, good. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. Delighted to have you here. You know, most actresses are lucky to get one memorable role, period, one memorable genre role, very unusual. You've got two of them going. How did that happen?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Lots of hard work, I guess. Lots of auditions and, you know, just keeping at it.
The Black Canary role came first, and I have to ask, what did you think when you were told, well, we want you to play a comic book superheroine, if you will? Did you think, I don't know about that?
Actually, I didn't know. I went in for the audition for that, and they had given me some random sides, which is the material we use for an audition. And I got a call a couple weeks later and said, we want her to work. Here's the dates. It's to play a superhero, but we're not going to tell her which one it is. And I was like, really? How am I supposed to prepare? And they said it was top secret. They were going to make a press release, and they hadn't gotten to that yet, so they're not going to tell me until they do that. And then they eventually, I think our persistence paid off, and they eventually told me what it was, and it was the Black Canary. So I Googled her. And at that point, I was like, I have to wear those shorts and those fishnets and do stunts in those heels? And I was really impressed. I think she's a great character. I went and scooped up a bunch of comic books and got really familiar with her, and I absolutely love her.
So you did the extra work. I wondered about that. Yeah,
absolutely. And there's so much material on her. And then as well as Smallville, such a long-running series, and because it's DC, they've got all the comic book heroes that have been on there, and it's, I had my work cut out for me.
And is there any at all similarity between? I'm thinking probably not between the character you play on Smallville, Black Canary, and of course TJ on Stargate Universe. Do you see any similarity between them other than the woman who's playing them?
It's a strong female character, I guess, but no, not really. Black Canary is a little bit of a badass, and TJ's, I think TJ's more follow the rules kind of girl. She's a military girl, and she's definitely strong. She definitely knows what she wants, but she's going through a phase in her life, and especially going through what they've gone through in the first season of Stargate, where we're all out of our element, and there's a lot of vulnerability there that I don't really see in the Black Canary.
It's about what I was going to say. I was thinking that the Black Canary seems to be very self-assured. She knows what she wants. She's comfortable in any situation. And TJ, maybe not quite there yet. Maybe seems a little bit younger, a little less experienced. Yeah. Right.
Well, I think with the Black Canary's alter ego, her Dinah Lance, you definitely have a little bit more of the vulnerability, and you've got that whole love story with Green Arrow, and that she's much more human. But TJ definitely, and all the characters on Stargate, it's really beautiful to play all these really human moments that we get to play on this show because they're real.
Well, let's switch over to Stargate. But for fans who are listening, before we're done, I will come back to Smallville for a minute. You went out, I believe, to San Diego last summer for Comic-Con with the show. How was that?
It was really fun. It was the first year I had gotten to go, and I was familiar with it because of playing Black Canary. We had an overwhelming response, and of course that comes from the Stargate franchise and the fan base that it already carries. So it was a little overwhelming, but really exciting. And we packed a room, and the panel. Most of the questions were for the creators, of course, because we hadn't aired yet. Which was kind of nice because it was nice to sit up there and just see what the fans were asking and what they wanted to know. And our creators, Brad Wright and Rob Cooper, are wonderful, and they were funny and great. And the whole city of San Diego was amazing. It was like Halloween. Everyone was dressed up and having a good time, and it was fun.
Do the comics and science fiction fans are notoriously persnickety. Have they been at all difficult for you for either character, or is it going pretty well so far?
I think it's good. I try not to pay too much attention to the negative. I think if you want to listen to the positive, you have to hear out some of the negative. But no, I think overall the response has been fine. With regards to Black Canary, she's a little different than the comic books, but Smallville just makes the heroes their own, and I'm proud of that character, and likewise with Stargate, I'm very proud of the character. I think she's a great character. She represents strong women, and I think she's a great role model. Not without faults, of course, because we all have them.
Now, I played when we opened the show. I played a little clip from Stargate of TJ, kind of describing her situation, feeling a little over her head. Where for people who have not seen the show yet, how would you describe where she started the series and where she's going by the end of this season?
She gains a lot of confidence throughout the season. We're literally thrown aboard this ship, and we have to make a life on it. And she becomes, by default, the most medically inclined person, and therefore is responsible for everyone's health and well-being. And because of that, it's very overwhelming. She doesn't have the supplies she needs. We're very limited on all our resources. And as we go through the season, certainly into season 2, she becomes more confident. And I think it's representative of a lot of women her age and in careers, not necessarily on a spaceship, stuck in space that can't get home, but in life we go through, we mature into our roles, and we learn from them and we grow from them, and she's definitely doing that. So by the end of the season, she's growing and maturing into her role on the ship.
Has the role evolved for you since it started? Have you seen, a lot of times shows like this, once the writers get started and they see the characters physically in front of them, things start to mutate a little bit, and they see opportunities, interactions, that kind of thing. Have you seen that happening?
Yeah, absolutely. There's little moments that I think the writers and creators are inspired by when they're on set, because we're really lucky. We've got them right on our set with us, and there's little moments in there that are really lifelike. We have some girlfriend bonding moments with some of the supporting characters, and where we're laughing and it's not so serious, and it's real life moments. So the character, she has her job and then she has her personal life, and both sides are represented.
Well, before we run out of time, first of all, well, a couple things. Have you heard anything about a pickup for another season?
Well, we're shooting season 2 right now. We're shooting episode 6. Yes. So there's technically a second season pickup, yes.
Good. And then, speaking of which, Smallville was picked up for another season. Any word on whether Black Canary will sing again there?
Actually, Black Canary will be on there tomorrow night for the season finale, and I hope so. I love working on that show, and it also shoots in Vancouver, so it's nice to be able to do both when my schedule allows it. And I don't know the direction they're going to go. I was talking to the producers when I was on set last a few weeks ago, and they kind of don't really know, or they're not telling what direction they're going with the show. So it would be nice to at least make an appearance one more time on that show.
All right. Last question. Tom Welling or Justin Hartley?
As what?
However you want to answer it.
They're both lovely. I have such a blast on that show. It's fun. It's a really kind of surreal experience working on that show, especially when we're all in superhero costume, and it's just fun. You just kind of feel like a kid and like you're having a good time. They're both wonderful. They both make me laugh.
What a safe answer. Okay. Folks, listen, you can catch Alaina Huffman every Friday night, 9 p.m. this spring in Stargate Universe on Sci-Fi, and you can catch up with the episodes you've missed at Hulu.com or order the Season 1 DVD at MrMedia.com. And, of course, you just mentioned, I didn't realize, tomorrow night, May 14th, is the finale of Smallville, so you can catch her there as well. Big night in the Huffman house, I imagine.
Yes.
Oh, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but folks can also follow you on Twitter at Alaina Huffman, twitter.com/Alaina Huffman. And thanks to Twitter, we know that you follow both Deepak Chopra and Perez Hilton.
Yes, that's very important, both of them.
Well, we learn all kinds of things online. Alaina, thank you so much for joining us on Mr. Media today. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks so much. Nice to talk to you.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. And folks, for more interviews with your favorite TV and film stars, you can surf over to our main website, MrMedia.com. That's where you can listen to my earlier conversations with Alaina Huffman's co-star, Ming-Na, on SGU, as well as Kirk Douglas, Billy Bob Thornton, Ted Raimi, Nathan Fillion, Christian Slater, Ali Sheedy, Anthony Head, and many more. And please take advantage of this great offer for Mr. Media radio listeners. You can go to audiblepodcast.com/MRmedia to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Again, that's www.audiblepodcast.com/MRmedia for your free audiobook. And subscribe to Mr. Media on iTunes, and you'll never miss a show. Just search Mr. Media Interviews from within iTunes and subscribe for free. You can also listen with a piece of string and a tin can in many locations. If you've got an idea for a guest, email me directly at bob@andelman.com. You can also follow me on Facebook or on Twitter, twitter.com/Andelman, or facebook.com. You can search Mr. Media Interviews. Thanks so much for joining us today. I always appreciate you sharing a piece of your day with Mr. Media. And here's a little more SGU.
Hello, sweetheart. Friday on an all-new Stargate Universe.
Something weird's going on. You can't be real.
No!
Get out of my way.
What the hell is going on?
Stargate Universe, an original series, all new this Friday at 9, only on Sci-Fi. Imagine greater.